14, 2011 is officially open. I'm Tony Vincent, former chairman and founding member of the board, sitting in for Jim Bradbury, present chair. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my colleagues. Bob DiMicantonio, Wayne businessman and former board chair. And Matt Frankel, local businessman. So let's begin. I'm going to ask you to turn off your cell phones.
We'll see if they're clapping at the end of the night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Turn off your cell phones and step up to the podium when called. And I guess we'll begin. DRB 1155, Kessler Topaz Meltzer Check, LLP, 280 King of Prussia Road. Here's a man that gave me good news. Tell me the Phillies won this afternoon.
There you go.
Hopefully it works in my favor.
3 bad nights. I'll sleep well tonight. Just because of you.
It's good news there. I'm here with a few changes to the signage over at 280 King of Prussia Road. We've recently undergone a name change. So, of course, we have to change all of the signs to match the name change. Most of the signage is going to be the same as has been previously approved by this board, with a couple of minor changes. I don't know if I should bring them up for you guys to see.
Actually, we have copies in front of us.
Copies of everything?
If you could just put them out, lay them out on the table, and they'll show up on the screen there.
Actually, there's an overhead pickup camera.
This
You can
table. This table.
Yes.
put it on the table.
Okay.
It'll.
Sorry, it's my first one of these.
There we go. While you're setting up, I'd like to introduce our other colleague, Cindy Ritz, landscape architect, local Wayne businesswoman.
Sorry, I apologize. Do we need a quorum or something?
No. Go ahead.
The first thing I'm going to show you is for our front sign at the, over the canopy over our front door. You can see in the smaller picture to the left, that is our old signage. The new signage is to the right. As you can see the name change, and we've also added the logo to the left of the name.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
No.
How big's the logo?
The logo is 24 inches.
I don't see any problem with the submission. Does anybody else?
No,
Letters are 9-inch, which is fine.
and we allow the logos to be larger. So I'm happy with it. But maybe Bill's not.
Oh. We're not going to make you start all over.
All right. Second, we're going to move to our front sign, which is off of King of Prussia Road. As you can see here, the top right, you'll see our old signage, and underneath that, you'll see our new signage. And besides the name change, all that's really changed is the 280. We moved up to be attached to the sign for a better viewing from the street.
I like that.
Again, I don't have any problem with it. Can we make a motion?
Oh, we have one more.
There's one more. I think that
Oh,
we
one
have to
more?
do
Yeah,
that,
thank you.
please.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Third is our non-illuminated pan sign, which is on the inside of the building in our lobby area. Exactly the same, except for the name change. So,
I'm okay with everything.
I guess the only comment I would have, I don't know if it would be beneficial to put a little larger address on those front doors or not. I mean, it's listed, but it's
on
kind
the
of,
front doors, which picture are you looking
on the
For
vinyl
Frosty?
graphic. Yeah,
Where is it?
it's small.
Oh, I see it, with the, embedded in the address.
Well, the way our office building is set up is you don't really see these doors. You have to come into our driveway across the parking lot, and then when you're walking up, you would see
Okay.
this signage here.
That's fine the way it is.
Mhm,
Yeah,
I do too.
I think the 280 addition on the ground sign's a good addition, though.
Okay.
For identification, so.
I'll ask my colleague on the left to make a motion.
If I can make a motion that we approve DRB 11-55, the application of Kessler Topaz Meltzer Check LLP for the wall sign, monument sign, and door sign changes as shown.
Second?
Second?
All approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Thank you.
Next applicant is DRB 1156 Menagerie, 503 West Lancaster Avenue, Wayne, Pennsylvania. How come they're all from Wayne?
Things are hopping and waiting.
Oh, okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell us who you are.
I'm Donna Torpy, General Manager of Eagle Village Shops. I'm here representing Menagerie, the owner of the business,
Good.
who could not attend today. Or she's on her way.
Or she's on her way?
Or she's on her way, but I don't think so. The sign is 2 for 2 wall signs. It's located in, very well, in your packet, there's a site plan where Building 5 is referenced. So Building 5 is where it's located within the shopping center. And the front of the building that building is 2 stores, one to the right, one to the left. This is a store to the right. The store to the left is currently vacant. So she wants 2 wall signs that placed on the building as shown. It is, the dimensions are on there as well, and the pictures you have showing how they would be placed on the wall. I understand that they are not going to be drilled through the sign, that they're going to be fasteners that the flush mount sign panel. That's a diagram of how it would be attached to the building. It's a product, it's not wood, but it's similar to a high-density urethane product that's sandblasted. And the sandblasting would give the raised, the name would be raised, and the logo would be raised, and the edges would be routed. So it would have a carved look.
Yeah, the object is, it looks like carved painted wood sign.
Yes, carved painted. And the background is a standard cream color. And I don't have a chip of the teal. The teal is a PMS color, but it's, from what you're looking at, it's pretty representative that that's the color. And I have approval, first approval on these signs.
You have,
going
I'm sorry, you have what?
I have to approve these signs
Uh-huh.
before they, they're allowed to be placed on the building. So this sign does have my approval as to the look of what I'm looking to have in the shopping center.
I just have I'm looking at my code book. Do we allow 2 wall signs?
Yes,
We do?
if there's
Okay, good.
the frontage, if there's
Because
enough
I know there's enough
frontage.
frontage, I just didn't know if it had to be,
Right.
and obviously.
Based on
And-
coverage.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you don't
There's
see
some
that square footage
Okay.
number.
Right. And they're not overwhelmingly
No,
large
no, they're very
signs.
subtle.
Yeah, so
They're nice.
and I think that's.
You might want to, occasionally there are people home watching to see what new businesses are opening, and
Oh, well, Menagerie,
on behalf
that's a
of
good
your,
idea.
You're allowed to do a
tenant.
5-minute promo.
But, yeah, but
Promo?
just make sure you're speaking into the mic so they do know.
Okay, Menagerie, she's a lovely young lady from New York City. They're moving down from New York, so we're getting a flavored New York retailer. She's offering very high-end accessories that I think complements the women's fashions that are there. Handbags and jewelry and scarves and but very unusual, very something you can't, very vendors that you can't find East Coast, so we try to one of a kind type products. And she did her store lovely. She is open, open the 6th. And so her signs, we're hoping to drive her more business.
I just went in yesterday.
You did go in yesterday.
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was really
uh,
nice. I thought she had a
yeah.
great, a
She has a good
variety
display.
of, very nice accessories, as you said, and the handbags were great, and everything was really lovely. I think she had, was there anything on the window, maybe, right now? What is she doing for temporary signage? I thought I saw
She has a decal
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right now.
Yep, that was great.
So I would like to get the decal off, and these signs, I think, really meet your code standards and the quality standards, as well as my quality standards. It's very difficult, if you've got some ideas on how this is done, it's very difficult to get, because of the cost of those PMS chips, it's very difficult to get them from the sign companies. And so, there's a description, a product description in the handbook, and it tells you what the PNS number is.
Yeah.
But, trying to get these, it's easier to get awning samples, but, getting these PMS colors is really difficult.
You might be able to get them, just FYI, at a store that supplies to graphic designers like Marion White Print Down in Ardmore. They have a book. When you work in the graphic design, you are always giving PMS. Well, it used to be when I did it. You're always giving PMS chips to your client. You just peeled them off a page. They were like
really?
stamps that you could break off and attach it to the project so that they'd know what they're getting. So you might look into one.
Yeah, I
that
will. I'll
store.
look into that.
You can buy
Right.
these PMS books that have lots of colors, all the colors. Okay.
Okay. So respectfully ask that these signs be approved.
If that's about it, I don't have any problem
I
with
have
it.
a quick question.
Go ahead,
Do
Bob.
you know if the applicant's coming back for an awning sign or not? Is there
No,
plans for an
there's
awning
no,
sign?
no.
No awning?
You can't have, no, I won't permit
Okay,
an awning.
okay.
no.
I'm
Sorry.
sure you understand.
Yes,
In a
that's
planned-
too much signage.
No, but in a
Yeah.
planned business center also, you can only use 15% of the window space for signage.
Okay.
So you probably know that. We've
Yes,
usually
I-
mentioned that to
right.
most applicants.
I have an awning that's over the door right now. I think that awning is mine. There's no signage on it. So there's no plan to do sign. I'm
Okay.
trying to move away, only the spaces now that you only can do awnings. I'm trying to move away from awning signage. Certain spaces, there's really no choice. The next one that I will present is that case, because there just isn't enough building
Right.
in order to put a signboard on.
Mhm.
But where there is enough building, I prefer the signboards,
Okay.
cardboard.
Good.
I'm going to ask my colleague to the far right
That's you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
to make a motion.
In the matter of DRB 1156, Menagerie asking for 2 wall signs, the board recommends approval as submitted.
Second.
Any opposition?
Yay.
Approved.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Next applicant is DRB 1157, M&T Bank,
She's got a second.
797 East Lancaster Avenue.
She's got another one.
Good evening.
I know.
And you
Good
are?
evening. My name's Virginia Berger. I'm with Philadelphia Sign Company from Palmyra, New Jersey. I'm here this evening because Wilmington Trust Bank over there at 795 Lancaster Avenue will be changing their name to M&T. Will be the same size, and what is existing there presently? Yes. And what we were hoping for is that. It's going to be a Matthew Jet Black finish, semi-gloss, which I do have a sample of if you'd like to see that. But everything is exactly the same.
Looks pretty good.
Is that an opaque background at nighttime?
Pardon me?
Opaque background?
It's aluminum, so the only thing that will be lit will be M&T.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
good.
Yes,
This is just being replacing the old sign in kind.
correct.
Okay.
Now, how about the other signage on the building?
We're only taking care of the ATM.
Okay,
Somebody else will be coming in.
okay, gotcha. Looks good.
Well, I don't have any problem with it. I'm going to ask my colleague to the right.
I like the way you spread the wealth. All right. In the matter of
Make a motion.
DRB 1157 M&T Bank, I move that we accept the proposal as submitted.
Second?
Second.
Any opposed?
Oh, I guess we should all be
Approved.
aye.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice night.
Have a
Thanks.
safe
Thank you.
trip back to Palmyra.
Yeah.
Next applicant, Ella's Bistro, 214 Sugartown Road.
Good evening.
Hello?
Tell us who you are and what you'd
I'm
like to do.
Dennis McLaughlin from Denron Sign Company,
Good.
and just trying to get signage for Ella's Bistro within Devon Square Shopping Center there.
Do you have to present this to TE also? Because isn't that, the shopping center is partially in Tredyffrin and part.
Right, but Radnor's handling this portion of it.
Oh, okay.
And everything, and they agreed to that and everything, but.
Good.
Yeah, it is weird. There's a line that goes straight down through the middle of the restaurant. It's not out in the parking lot or anything. It's right in the middle of it.
It's interesting.
Well, before I show you this, this is what they were trying to go with first. And you don't have a copy of this. I just wanted to show you this real quick. They have a circular logo that's, they had designed and everything, and they wanted to put it up in that peaked area on the facade, but that's over 15 feet high. And you have those regulations, you can't go over. It's about 14 feet to the top of the sign bank. But that would have looked pretty cool if it was up in that tower and everything. It's going to look kind of odd without it, but we proposed it without that, but I just wanted to give you a glance of what they wanted.
So you could go to, Tony, they could go to,
Yeah, you can go to the zoning hearing board.
go to zoning hearing board and ask for it. It does look better, I think. I don't know what the logo looks like, but it does look nice to have that. It looks a little
Bob-
nude.
Bob mentioned, though, you have to show a hardship for it and everything.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't think.
You don't think that's an
no.
aesthetic hardship to have that? Okay,
No.
all right, I gave him a
Yeah.
good
Now,
shot.
The customers really like it and everything, but,
Hey, Dan, why don't you bring the copy of that up, the logo?
oh, sure.
We could bring the tower down, too.
Yeah.
Another solution.
See, they have other towers, and it's weird,
Yeah.
where within this center, you have Tredyffrin and Radnor, and you're trying to keep the landlord's trying to keep all tenants happy. Where, they have larger channel letters on the Tredyffrin side and things like that. And when they go to sign a lease, they want to try to be
Even-handed.
consistent. and everything.
I think you'll do just fine with the sign as proposed. I don't think you need the medallion.
It is a nice logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is nice.
How big are these letters? Oh, wait, I think I saw it on here.
They're,
20 inches.
20 inches high. I saw you were talking about that in the last meeting, you wouldn't let people exceed 20 inches.
Yeah.
Each side of this building, this is an anchor tenant for them, and these walls are
Big.
huge. I mean, the center portion is 54 feet wide, the right side is 90 feet wide, and the left side facing Sugartown is 52 feet wide.
It's a big expanse.
Right, so even with 20-inch high letters, kind of looks kind of dwarfed, and it's quite a distance from Sugartown Road and everything. So that's why we came up with that. Plus, they wanted a classier type look for the bistro, so that's why they went with the reverse channel letters to have the halo effect. So it'll be the metal faces, metal returns, with white LEDs behind it to give the halo off the building.
Pretty much, yeah.
What color are those letters? Are they a brown? Are
They're
they
black.
Black, okay.
And just the apostrophe is a leaf design that they had in the logo also, that
very
that'll light up green. But they were trying to get it is in a retail center, and they're just trying to get away from a retail look, though.
It's very attractive.
I guess the one thing for the board to consider, we get a lot of applications from the Stratford Shopping Center. We're getting a lot now from the old Acme site, and we're trying to keep Stratford Shopping Center maybe 14 to 15 inches. The Acme Center and down in Wayne, I think that's been going around 14 to 15 inches. So I think we should probably stay fairly consistent. Naturally, we're going to get more applications from this center.
Well,
And,
I'm wondering, are we going to get more applications
well,
from this center?
well,
Because
definitely.
this is-
Well, see, even one, there's another tenant that's going to move in, And like, I told them that we probably have to stay around 20 inches or smaller.
Yeah.
And she was going, like, they're allowed 24 inches over on that side.
No, well, that's true.
No, that's
On the
Tradifferent.
Tradifferent
Yeah.
side. And the landlord wants me to write up specifications for the whole center.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to do it when
Like
there's...
20 inches is fine.
That's a little on the big side, because, I mean, it's residential across the street there with the apartments and stuff.
Well, really, it's right across from La Maison,
Right.
Wawa.
Yeah,
The apartments are
well.
up a little further, and you're really back there, and we have made allowances
You
to
want
go a
less
little
than
larger.
20?
Pardon me?
I think 20 is all right.
The only reason I think yes to less is 20 is acceptable is because we're working with Tradifferent. I mean,
Right.
the Tradifferent tenants are going to be allowed to be larger. I wouldn't go larger than 20, and
Right.
you, what, we knocked down the other Acme Center.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but they're all us, and they're much more visible. They're right on 30.
Right.
This is not as
This
really-
is a ways back and everything. They really need to be seen. Plus, they're going with the halo effect and everything, so it's not as bright in the evening. It's a classier effect.
I mean, I think it's a little much. I don't care for the 20 inches. None of us really do, but it is a kind of a special situation.
Well, are we going to hold the other tenants to 20, or?
Well, see, I think on the other, since,
Knocked Anthony's down to, but
Yeah,
Yeah, but we were consistent within that shopping center.
Right.
This would be being more consistent within this shopping center. So we had control over that whole strip. Here, we don't have control over the rest of the tenants.
right, and this is an anchor store, where the other stores are going to be 20-foot frontages for smaller tenants, so we're not even going to be able to get to that size anyway.
how many stores do you think are going in there, Dan?
There's like 7 more stores.
What?
7 more?
There's 7 more stores going along the Sugartown
Yeah,
Road.
that addition that they put in.
Well, I wouldn't be inclined then, I didn't think there were that many to.
Well,
go
I
with
mean,
20
it
inches.
could, that's what they could put out, but I mean, somebody could go in like Becker parent-teacher stores thinking of moving in.
Or
And that would,
Walmart.
and that's like a 50-foot frontage for
Right.
them. So it could be 3, it could be 7.
my concern is just staying, no disrespect to TE, but my concern is staying consistent to the people that have come before, where we knock them down.
Sure.
It's just not,
But they're not associated with another shopping center that already has larger letters in it.
I understand, but
Right.
we don't have any governance over TE.
Right.
I mean, TE didn't make theirs smaller to comply with us, right?
Well, they didn't have this addition before. This
I
is a new
understand.
addition. They're just trying to be able to get new tenants in. Speaking from a landlord's perspective, because I do their work, and they're trying to get a consistency so everything will look right. If one side looks miniature compared to the
Well,
larger
it's not going to
side.
look miniature.
Yeah.
What are you
No,
talking, on the
I'm
other
talking-
side, you have Acme and Kmart, right?
Acme, Kmart, GameStop,
GameStop, and-
Cleaners.
Yeah, and they all have, are you telling me they all have 24 inches?
GameStop has 24 inches. The Cleaner has 22 inches.
Okay. I know that in the shopping center where,
But they're interdifferent, right?
yeah, they're terrific, we allowed I guess we did FedEx, we allowed their uppercase to be 18 inches. FedEx in that shopping center where the farmer's market is. We allowed their uppercase letter no more than 18 inches. We're Sterling Optical.
The last meeting I was to, that's why I stuck
Yeah.
to 20 inches, because
Cindy, we can't-
you allowed 20 inches at one other center.
I'm not sure who that
We
would
allowed
have
20 inches?
Right.
been. I'm not sure who that would have been.
What
We
meeting
can't
did you
prejudice
come
them
to?
against.
The
You were
last
here
two,
at the
the
last
last
one.
2 I was at.
Show my notes on that.
Cindy, you missed the last one, I think.
I did.
We had
That's
a
right.
yogurt store come in from the Acme Center
Oh,
and
yeah.
somebody else, but, you know, off the top of my head, I don't remember Dan, and
Right.
it would have surprised me if we said 20.
Well, I'm looking to see what we did for,
The other thing is, and I don't know if it's true or not, I heard that possibly Acme may expand and take over those stores where the GameStop is and everything, and those guys relocate on the new portion.
I asked Dave McManus, the guy that manages the center for Westover, and he didn't know anything about it.
Okay.
Is this the only store or that we have jurisdiction over?
Or we're going to get,
no.
No.
we're gonna get a bunch more.
Yeah, it's either another 3 or 6 or 7 stores there.
Well, it's better than what Tradifferent is, it's smaller than what Tradifferent is
Right.
allowing.
Yeah.
so.
But, you know, you're not going to see ours, you're not going to see the Radnor side and the different side at the same time, except
Right.
on that one space where Ella's Bistro is going to be up against GameStop, and so,
Right.
But I don't know what GameStop's logo looks like. I should have gone by there.
They have a black outline. It's even larger than the
Do they
G.
have, are their letters varied in size?
No,
They're all
it's upper and lowercase,
capital.
but like the G is 24 inches.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have like a black outline in metal behind it that's another 4 inches top and bottom.
Well, you could have a black outline behind yours because you can use more space. You
Well,
just
we don't-
can't have bigger letters. We understand you have a certain amount of frontage that you're allowed to use for your sign. I think I'm correct about that. But we just limit, I mean,
Yeah,
for
we
design.
don't, that would defeat the purpose of the halo, though. That would
Right.
deaden that look. It has to have a light wall behind it.
Let's face it, even if it got knocked down to 18 inches, everybody's going to see it.
Yeah.
Nobody's not going to see it 18 inches. I mean,
No.
18 inches is
From
big.
18 inches, it's going to stand
Yeah,
out.
and that really is closer to the Stratford Shopping Center or the Acme Center, closer to Sugartown than the other two centers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just worried, you know, we allow 20 here, and then the other guys might come back,
And they want 20.
and they want 20, and then all of a
Yeah, I
sudden.
don't want to see all 20-inch
Right,
signs
it's just
across
a little
there.
too much. I know the stores
So-
are smaller.
All right, so I'll just tell them 18 inches then, if that's the way it's got to be.
We can approve it at 18
And
inches.
I think that's being generous, to be honest with you.
So
I
if
think
I
18
write
is
up,
fair.
if I write up specs for a landlord, I'll just say 18 inches or smaller for
Mm-hmm.
all his other tenants in there.
Well, we'll look at each one individually.
We'll look at
I'm
each one,
sure. Yeah.
because sometimes you'll let one letter be larger if the rest are, you know, you'll have a 20-inch
Oh,
letter if
right.
the rest of them are 14 or something. And if it's to make a logo, you know, the whole thing proportionate, match the,
Like FedEx.
Okay.
yeah, like FedEx.
So
Contemporary
I'll
dance.
reduce that proportionally then.
Yeah, let's,
Okay.
why don't we stick 18 here and probably a little smaller on some of the other stores, if they're going to be smaller stores with 20 or
Right.
25 feet frontage.
Yeah, the
What is that
smallest,
background color? It looks like a putty color? Is it
yeah, the whole center's done over there. It's like a beige stucco.
I see. I
What's
couldn't
the,
tell.
what type of restaurant is it and when do they expect to open?
They hoped it would open, they told me, towards the end of October. And it's really called Ella's American Bistro, so it's just American cuisine and everything. I don't know much more about it. I'm just doing the signs for them. I haven't seen the menu or anything like that.
Is it a chain?
No, it's Mr. Weatherall owns it from up at the Devon BMW.
Really? Oh, all right.
You know, there's another issue here also,
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Yes, Bob.
Dennis is looking for 3 signs on the building,
3
Right.
wall signs,
Three
3
wall
wall
signs?
signs.
that's a problem.
And, okay,
Wait a minute.
So,
Oh, wait, because it's a three,
It's a corner.
yeah, it has a.
it has 3 fronts.
It's like this, you know,
Mhm.
angled,
Yep.
and then you have the left side, which is over here
Mm-hmm.
on Sugartown, and then this facing the parking lot
Of the Acme.
over on the other side by, you know, the Rite Aid and everything.
How did I miss
so we
that?
could really say that the building fronts Route 30 and Route Sugartown, but does it front at Third Road that allows them a third sign?
That's an interior passage, I guess.
Yeah.
Parking lot?
I mean, you look at, let's say Wayne Jewelers at the corner, they're on North Wayne Avenue and they're on Route 30, so they have 2 wall signs, but,
We just gave Menagerie 2 wall signs. They were
no,
little.
No,
he's looking for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3, but I mean, we,
No, we
So
permitted
on
a
one
wall
wall.
sign
Yeah.
on any legitimate street if it's on a corner.
Yeah,
If it's a legitimate street.
this is a little tricky because
this is pretty tricky
they're-
because you have 3 frontage, you're right.
3 frontages but 2 roads.
And one's not a legitimate street. It's a,
No, you have
Passing-
3
parking
sides,
lot
2
passage.
roads.
Right.
So,
2 roads, 3 sides.
so I don't know. I looked in the code book a million times here trying to figure this thing out, and there's no clear-cut
What do you got?
answer.
Is this a unique situation that only happens once? in
Go ahead,
this-
Bill.
Yeah, that's a tough call. I
It's a
mean,
singular condition?
But it's the only time this happens in this shopping center.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everything else is a flat wall all the way.
Well, who did we turn? We turned Wachovia, Wells Fargo down. They wanted a 3rd wall sign.
Did they, but
They were in the St. David's
they
shopping
wanted,
center.
what did they want, one fronting the parking lot, 30 and Aberdeen?
No, they wanted the 3rd one facing the interior drive.
Like the parking lot area of that, yeah. We did turn them down?
We
Is that what
turned them
their
down
ATM
because
was?
they had one on either side and then one on the front, and we said to them, sorry.
didn't remember that. This is a pretty broad expanse of blank wall
Yeah.
without a sign. I mean,
It's tough, yeah. It's a
It
really tough
doesn't-
call.
It doesn't bother me.
it doesn't bother me. I want to make sure that we comply, but there
No,
doesn't
it
seem
looks
to be.
nice. I don't care about
Yeah.
that. I want to make sure we're not
But there doesn't seem to
screwing
be
anybody.
a firm ruling on something like this.
Yeah, this one's one of those difficult, not everything's gonna fit perfectly in there. I mean, we'd have to, you could approve it with having it reviewed
How do we
by
get
the
around
zoning
it?
officer.
Can we approve it?
What other kind of sign can we approve without a problem?
I mean, you could approve it with a condition, that the zoning officer, Bill Miller, take a look at it and make a ruling on it. Because that way, if it doesn't, the zoning officer would have to make a final call on it.
All right.
I mean, that's the best way to do
To
it.
make it even easier, is there another type of sign that we could call it or design it? So they have two wall signs and,
Well, that's right. I was thinking that logo may come in handy.
I mean, put the logo on
One
one
of the
wall.
walls. I guess your other option, Dennis, is like you said, you could put technically that sign on Route 30 into different territory.
I could do Sugartown Road and the angle portion. The other side, which is, there's 40 feet and then another 50 feet. And that's at the 40-foot line is where Tradifferent Township starts. So I could put the third sign a little further back, and that's in Tradifferent Township.
And they're going to give them 24 inches and the
well,
logo.
you don't have to go in front of them, right?
Well, I just have to submit a sign permit, that's all. I don't have a,
They don't have a board, yeah.
right, right.
Right, they proxy to us.
On that basis, I'd give it to him. Otherwise, you could get something worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's a
scale
shame
it
we
down
can't
a
see
bit.
the center as a whole and kind of.
Well, no, it makes it easy, because if
Well, it
anybody complains about it, Radnor said two, got two. T gives you one, you got one.
Right. And I mentioned this, that's the way it might be to Mr. Weatherall.
We'll just blame it on tradition.
Will you be able to center it on the Tradifferent Radnor wall, or are you going to have to move it in a
See,
funny
there-
location?
There's,
I wish I had a plan view.
See this picture here?
Yes.
Oh, darn, we do have a plan view. I'm sorry. I looked at this thing. I'm sorry.
See, in this picture here,
Yeah.
that's 40 feet back there.
Okay.
And then there's 50
Oh,
more-
so
there's
that,
50
you're thinking about putting it to the right,
Right, and they would see that more from the.
Acme Shopping, from the
from
parking lot.
parking lot in the middle, because over here, it's sort of blocked out by Rite Aid. Rite Aid's like right in front of it.
Oh, that's right, Right Aid. I forgot about them. Yeah.
What about,
This sign over here.
Yeah. That's in
two big
Tradifferent.
ones being 18?
I think Bob has
Bob has
a,
an answer?
No, I think
Bob's
that's
got a
just what
good
we're saying.
solution.
What do you think?
Slide it into Tradifferent if need be.
where this sign is move it over on
Put it on
this
Tradifferent
fascia.
section.
Remove it from here, because that's in Tradifferent.
Right.
Yeah.
that-
All right,
That's
end of
fine with
story.
Yeah.
me. I'll apply over there also. Okay.
How
You
many-
think,
what-
Mr.
what-
Weatherall?
what size are you going to ask for?
I would
I
hope
don't
you'd be
I have no
consistent.
control over what they do. I was just kind of curious.
I would hope you'd be
But you have
consistent,
50
though.
feet
Right.
there.
What?
I would hope you'd be consistent. I think it'll look better.
It would look better, but he's got to be consistent with the Tradifferent, you
Well,
know.
they proxy to us, so we can sort of put that in a condition.
We suggest that you do,
All right,
that you
I'll
have a
tell them we have
uniform.
to stay within the 18 inches. Huh?
Yeah, it's consistent for the restaurant. It's just, you know,
Right.
one image.
And I still think you'll get visibility from 30 to 18 inches on that side.
On that basis, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm not making the,
Uh,
I think Bob
And
wants.
it does meet the square footage, the signs.
Mhm.
I know they're pretty large.
I'm going to ask my colleague to my left
Thanks.
to make a motion.
All right. Dennis, I would say this too before I make the motion, that, talk it over with Mr. Weatherall. And I guess if he's not happy with it and you want to come back next month, then we can rehash this again and see what
Okay.
goes. Or if you come
I
up with
think
some different ideas.
I think he'll like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll like it.
Yeah, you can, we can, if that's the case, you can have the zoning officer make a recommendation too, if there's,
Okay.
for whatever reason, they want to have all three in Radnor.
They were so pushy, they wanted to get it done so quickly.
Sure.
I don't think
Sure.
I'll be back.
But
Okay.
you said the restaurant's not opening up till
End of October.
end of October, so
So but I need time to
you
make
need
it.
time to make it. Yeah, okay, that's true. All right.
But that's good to know that we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, there's always options and, yeah. Okay. All right, I'd like to make a motion that we approve DRB 11-58, the application of Ella's Bistro at 214 Sugartown Road with the following conditions. The two wall signs will be placed on the front of the building and the southern side of the building, and the letters to be no higher than 18 inches. The materials are fine as submitted. And then on the north side of the building, the sign would be placed in Tredyffrin's territory instead of Radnor's. And I guess that's it. One last question. Did you guys talk about the monument sign out front, or will that come back? Are you guys going to have a panel on that monument sign?
Yeah, they probably will. It's like 12 inches by 4 or 5 foot.
That'll
or
probably
something
come
like
back then?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any additional signage on the monument sign that is currently there will come back before our board?
But then they have a designer as well for inside stuff, and he was talking about like a stripe across the windows with the logo in it. I told him that that's well below the 15%, but
Right.
we still have to submit
Okay.
that and everything.
Okay, yeah, so any window signage will come back before our board also, but just keep in mind that in a planned business setting, maximum window space is 15%.
Right.
We have a motion to approve. Any objections?
No.
Second? All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Approved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dennis.
Next applicant is Radnor Properties, 200 RC LP, 200 North Radnor Chester Road.
Good evening.
How are you?
Do we
I'm
know
not here to
you?
talk about signs. Isn't that refreshing?
Do we know you?
No, Tony.
You look familiar to us.
Mr. Zaccardi, how have you been?
What we have here is an application before you. This was part of the old PennDOT building that was on Radnor Chester Road that when we bought the holdings back in 2004 was included in that whole acquisition. If you recall correctly, we demolished that building sometime after that, and then between 2005 and 6 round numbers, we sold a portion of that site to Commerce Bank, now TD Bank, and there was an approval granted on the bank and also on the 18,000 square foot shopping retail component. That original resolution had us going back to Planning Commission, which we met with last night. We got our recommendation to the Township Council on that. So at the same time, we made application to you here at the Design Review Committee because we want to review the design with you. We're not talking landscape tonight. We're not talking signage tonight other than how we plan on handling signage in the future.
Just showing the building.
Pardon? We're just talking building. And knowing full well that as some of these things develop, landscape will become a different component at each point in time, and signage will as well. So we're really talking building, and we'll walk you through this. Is it up yet? Okay. Okay. This is the site plan, and this is the bank right here. And this was the 18,000 square foot that was originally contemplated in the approval from a few years ago. The amendments to that approval are very minor, and it's basically locations of sidewalks and connections to other parking areas behind that we own, because now we know what we're building there. It makes a little bit more sense. Also, we added another dumpster, which I don't think is a real issue with you guys, but we needed another location for a larger dumpster area that we could put the compactors in, because we're anticipating a heavier than restaurant use rather than heavy retail use.
We know you have to do it, but as long as you can shield it.
It's already shielded on the plan. So, and you also keep in mind as we walk you around the building, and I'll introduce our architect in a moment. The back of this building is almost as important to us as the front is, because we own all the office buildings behind it. So we're very cognizant of what we're doing to the back of the building and what our views across the roof lines are going to be from, because the grade changes too, because the buildings in the back are at a higher grade than this is, and it's only a one-story building. So certainly we're going to have some visions down through there. That existing tree line between us and the 240 building, which is now Mainline Health, that nothing happens there. That all stays, which is to the right. If you're looking at the site, it's to the right, or to the east, okay, away from the bank. Other than that, there's no basic changes to the site plan. What we'll walk you through is what the building is projected to be. It's basically an 18,000 square foot building that's 100 feet deep and 180 feet long. So Patrick got pretty creative, in our opinion, in dealing with a small rectangular box here that fits really well into the neighborhood. So
You have a lot of constraints on this.
yeah, we do. I mean, there's no wiggle room on that plan originally to begin with. So there's not much we can do. But when we did this, as I said, we took into consideration what the back was going to look like. We weren't treating it typically as a...
How many tenants would you end up getting at something else?
Oh, it depends on how big they go, Tony. We're anticipating a maximum of 6, all 3,000 square foot units.
So 6 sign conditions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then a monument sign. There is a monument sign located on the site plan. It's right here. So when that's designed, we'll come back in with that sign. As Patrick is our architect, Patrick McGranigan, as he walks around the building, we took careful consideration on how we wanted the signage to work on this building. So we're pretty much locking in the maximum locations for it and how it would act and how we can control it and make it something that in the future it's easy modified for name changes. So
Yeah, the biggest problem we have is when we have a strip mall and we have 8 different owners and they all have 8 different ideas about signage. But
well, we're going to control
you're
it
a
the other
single
way.
owner,
We're going
so
to
you
control it with one idea about
one
signage.
designer, and you will have one design concept
Right.
for the signage. That's great.
So
So,
Patrick McGranigan is a principal at Granum AI. It's an architecture firm located here in Radnor. We're a tenant of ours in Radnor Corporate Center. And Patrick's work. He did all the architectural work when he was with Kling on our 555 building and our interior space on our particular building as well. So he's got a little bit of history with us here.
but it's a good-looking building. I mean, I think it's
Great, thank you.
very good.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here.
Do you want to go through a 3-hour crit of the building? I don't think so. I think it's great.
Terrific. Well, we have, it's challenging in some respects in this project, and the building is hemmed in quite tightly on the site. But we have a simple footprint for the building and a simple geometry, and we're just trying to create some elegance in the material selection and the detailing of how the materials come together. So we created this model as a design tool, and I think it's probably the best presentation tool that I could share with you tonight. I'll take you through the concept, the origin of the concept, how it developed. I have the materials present that I'm happy to show you as well,
Good.
and be happy to answer any questions you have as we go along.
Isn't this fun?
So here we are. This is the front on the south facade fronting onto Radnor Chester Road. As you can imagine, given the proximity of the building on the site and the way one would reach this from Lancaster Ave, the primary views of the building, the way you experience it, and the frontage that would be most important to the tenants would be the west wall and the south wall. So obviously those are ones that will be heavily glazed for that purpose, for visibility to the tenant space. There is limited visibility to the east wall, primarily because the grade condition rising slightly to the east, the proximity of the mainline health building, and some mature
What's the
trees.
differential in grade, like 2 or 3 feet, maybe?
I think that
It can't be more than that.
it probably. I don't think
Not-
I have.
not that it's-
I don't think I have the contours here.
Not
But
of any,
my sense is it's probably 4 feet or not across the site, but on the road as you start
Sure.
to elevate toward the high school. So it's a little bit different vantage point from the east. So it's not, we don't feel at this point, at least in the early discussions with tenants, the one that would be a prime location for a tenant entrance. Doesn't look like it's headed that way, but certainly in the future, if someone wanted to do that, that would be a possibility.
I'm sorry, where would be?
On the east wall.
On the east wall? Where
But-
it
but
looks
for-
like you have outdoor seating for, is that?
Yes,
that's-
exactly.
Oh, no, okay.
But certainly in the tenant negotiations, the ongoing tenant negotiations, everyone to date is interested in that frontage to the south and to the west.
The rise from the far west side to the east to the property line is about 4 feet.
yeah, I like that nice brise soleil idea that breaks up the monotony of the facade. That's good.
Yeah, so we're trying to,
Sure.
obviously we'll screen the mechanical units from the roof. And I'll touch on that more in the back of the building. It's more evident in how we're handling that condition. But on the main facade, we wanted to get away from using awnings. It's such a long building, it just kind of reinforces that characteristic. And instead, we thought of just pulling the wall out about 3 feet beyond the glass, so it provides protection from the weather at the entrance.
That's nice.
It gives a little bit of depth and shadow on the wall as well. There are really three different materials used on the south wall and on the west wall. The predominant material and the real featured one is an interesting one that we think will give a real richness to the character of this building. Instead of going with brick, which is in the area, obviously around the building and on Brandywine's properties adjacent, we decided to use a terracotta shingle. It's a kind of an old world approach used in a more modern way.
Nice.
It's designed by this manufacturer who's kind of a legendary producer in Ohio.
Well, these are two different ones, but
And it's, this is designed to last, this manufacturer has the same product surviving well.
Celadon, yeah.
It's 100 years, for many of these products in use. But they've redesigned it for a vertical application, which we think is interesting. So it'll give a texture and a richness of color. This is the base product that Rob has in his hands. And they actually apply a spray that is the darker tone, and it's done unevenly. Tony, the brochure is also in that. There's an image on the back of this.
How the variations in color appear improves.
So we're looking for kind of a fresh approach to using a color and a range of colors that's very compatible with buildings adjacent, rendered in brick today. So we think that the compatibility will be there with adjacent structures. Another material on the south wall is at the extreme east end of the building. We're proposing use of an artificial stone material that would produce a series of piers to mark rhythm along the facade, and also a strong corner at the southeast corner of the building, and then that turns over in a portion of the east wall as well. So it gives a bit of texture that's, again, we think will lend some richness to the building.
Did you see the sample?
Did I see what, yeah.
And then other than that, obviously, it's mostly glass. It's a storefront system. Instead of using a vertical orientation for the mullions, we thought it would be a bit more interesting to use a predominantly horizontal character to the mullions and the entrances as you see them. That could change depending on the nature and application of the tenants' needs and their interior fit out, but that's our thought in the beginning. And then we thought of adding, breaking the roof line, or the parapet rather, and introducing an element that's sort of like a more modern take on a cornice, probably constructed in a combination of steel and aluminum. Although we're still detailing that, but basically that's the general character. We're looking at versions that are maybe a little bit flatter as well. Then you turn the west wall, and you can see the terracotta shingle step across the building and across the entrances that would be on the west wall, and then come down to the ground at the northwest corner of the building. The sign band obviously is an important issue to think about from the beginning. So what we've done is we've taken this model isn't quite accurate in showing the coursing of the shingles, but the idea is to take out 2 courses of the shingles, and that sets the height of the sign band. The top of the sign band is at 15 feet.
Good.
And then obviously it's as it's rendered in the model, we're trying to detail it as a slight recess, and that obviously provides a kind of locked-in proportion for where the signage can exist
See
along
a
the
bit of
facade.
a trough going through.
That's exactly right. And the height of the letters that you see is 16 inches in this model. So thinking of that sort of as a typical, it would change depending on the logo and needs of the client, but it's basically locked into that height. The height of the sign band as a whole is I think just about 22 inches. It's again based on the literal coursing of the shingles.
Yeah, it's very elegant.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Now, on the west end of the building, we've pulled the sign band out, and we have it functioning sort of as a canopy that's related to the exterior dining. That's an element that we think would add a lot of, it contribute to the environment of the outdoor dining experience. It's one that's in negotiations with the tenants, and it's not necessarily part of the base building. It would be done more, we think, related to their specific needs, but we wanted to provide a framework for that element. And so the negotiations from a tenant lease standpoint are ongoing related to that element. But that's Two of the tenants have asked for some kind of protection in that area, and this is our proposed response. So
I see
there's
a vision of Radnor High School students running back and forth across that street.
Well, it's very nice to put a
Yeah,
parapet
it's
up there
nice.
to shield that equipment, too.
Mhm.
You looked at the sight lines on your system?
Yeah,
You
we
won't
have
see it.
from the standpoint of the street, so, if you were a pedestrian or passing by in a car, they're certainly well taken care of all along the south. The
It's such
east,
an elegant building. I just hope you had the parapet high enough you never know what the mechanical guy's going to come up with. Just make sure that you're high enough to cover him.
it's a good point. And, in this situation, we don't know exactly who the tenants are and we don't know absolutely what their needs are.
requirements
Sure.
So we're trying to be conservative in that regard, and our engineers have given us some guidelines.
Well, Tony will let you raise the parapet as high as you want.
How much flexibility do you have in that, just from how much could you raise it? You could cover what, a typical tenant or a range of tenants would.
Well, when we started working with the MEP engineers, we were pretty well aware that we're going to probably be heavy on restaurants. The maximum square footage of the 18 that could go restaurants because of the parking conditions on site. Not all our parking. We could park the world out there at night.
I know.
But because of the approval, is based upon what's on your particular site, and we have hard lot lines here. So we know it's only 12,000 square feet. So we also recognize that, so the planning was, well, if it goes all restaurants, what's the load requirements? How much air are they going to have? So we sized everything in terms of structural and MEP where it would go. So we're pretty confident we've shielded everything at this point.
The sight lines from the road.
Yes.
So you don't
Now,
get-
obviously, from the third floor of the
mean, it's such
150
an elegant
building,
building.
there's nothing I can do.
Notch.
I can shield it as
Give them a
possible.
green roof.
Is that impervious or pervious?
No, impossible, maybe.
Last night's discussion, obviously.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I just
Not on
winging
us, on
it.
another project in town.
Oh.
Yes. So it's absolutely a great point and a big consideration of the project. What Tony's referring to is that the office building on the hill, the Brandywine facility, is at a much higher elevation, and it's a 3-story building. So we're not necessarily adding another 12 feet to screen all of the views from that building. That would be uncommon relative to the rooftop views of the buildings adjacent anyway. But from the public experience, the street and the road, we're going to make sure it's covered. Now, the
think
back of the
that's great.
building, a typical approach for screening mechanical units would be to have a metal box on top of this building. To give it a little different character architecturally, we wanted to treat it as a volume. We extend that box out past the wall below, which is brick, and we pull it out about 2 feet. The reason for that is that we're protecting the doors, the surface doors, from the weather, and we're also providing a ledge within which we can set lighting, so we have good lighting all along the wall. And there'll be some meter enclosures for the electrical meters and gas meters on the back. We want to make sure those are screened and that the screens are captured within the depth of that extension. So this is it's a metal product. It's you can see sort of the profile of it here. We're still working with the contractor to determine exactly who the manufacturer will be. But the idea is that it's not a continuous corrugation like an industrial. It's more of a kind of dressed up panel. So there's a flat section and then a recess and then a flat section, and give it a little different rhythm and richness.
Where's the pad there, Pat?
That's actually it.
Like kind of a reverse batten in metal or something like that.
Yeah, like a reverse
Yeah.
pattern. The brick we're pretty much, depends, we went up a jumbo, I think, and in addition to that, we want to try to eliminate a little bit of the sand feel. But in textures, we were outside the other day, and we actually took all the materials together, and if you remember our one Radnor building, we do have some stone on the front of that, and so we're using the same mix of colors because we like that. And so we matched the brick to this, and of course outside it looks so different than it does inside, so that's why it's important. But we're thinking of a brick with some of the red tones, some of those brownish and gray tones that are going to pull these colors together with the building, and not fight the stone,
And the brick is never near the terracotta, is that right?
Just in that back.
The only place it is in the southeast corner.
Right in that right there? That's
Right
the
there, just
terracotta.
that.
Okay.
We provided a 2-foot extension of the terracotta past the wall just to give a little bit of movement.
And turns
then it turns the corner completely, and it's only at that mating condition does it occur.
Oh, I don't mind it. I just wouldn't want to see a long expansive, yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, that looks good. I like that. Actually, I think it looks really nice. The brick, the stone, the terracotta,
I think
Clear
there'll be some good
glass?
textures.
the
Yes.
glass, the whole thing, yeah.
Yep, clear glass. We are thinking of using, or proposing to use a black finish on the storefront to give it a little bit of, like a kind of
Fun.
crisp line.
What kind of lighting?
Street lighting, or are you talking about
Yeah.
lighting on the building?
No, well, I mean, just for the general vicinity.
Well, we have some lights in the, identified in the plan within the parking area.
Yeah, your typical box lights in the parking.
Is there going to be anything other
You're
than
coming
the-
back for that later.
Is that coming back to that later?
Parking
Yeah,
lot lighting.
All the lighting on the pad itself, we'll bring that into the landscape.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, good. Can we just,
Because we don't really know, like, we were talking about, I now gotta get to the microphone, I'm sorry. Where we were talking about earlier with the site plan, and how the restaurant patios are gonna work together. You know, and part of Patrick's model, he's showing some green in there. We'll be able to, huh?
Oh, the mic, I was gonna.
Okay, we'll be able to definitely know at the landscaping time how they'll be broken up. We're not sure whether those walls are hard walls, whether there'll be landscaping walls between the sidewalk and those patio areas. We do know we need something, but it's going to be more dictated, we think, by the user than necessarily by us. So it could be like a steel metal wall, or it could be a fence of some sort with landscaping, but we'll worry about that at the landscaping plan. My goal tonight was to get your opinion and your thoughts on the architecture so that we can proceed on that as we go through, and then we'll develop the landscape plan, bring the site lighting stuff all together at the time, how the storefronts are being lit from the outside, how the signs would be lit. And I don't know how you want to handle the signs. I guess we come in with every one, but we're really setting a standard up on this, so I don't know whether that's
Well, if you
something
have a
you want to
standard-
review and approve, and then we just get
it's
local
going to
office.
depend on your tenant, isn't it? To a great extent, because we just did that shopping center. It's not quite finished. I don't know, because that wasn't at the last meeting.
Well,
Maybe
you
it
say
is.
it's going to
But
be in this trough.
yeah,
so
but they're going to want maybe a logo, something. So you've already
can you go to
created the
side
limits.
View
And
on
then,
this, just to give you an idea.
Sure.
This gives it away. There's one of the tenants we're talking to is this particular.
oh, really?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
When is this going to happen?
That's their logo.
I can't believe it. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're I guess the law in quotient's about a 10-inch letter. The P is like a 20-inch letter, but I
Do
mean
they
that's
fit in
their
the-
logo.
That
so-
doesn't quite fit in the trough, right? Is it going to
No, it's
pop
actually
out?
on
Does
there.
it? Wait a minute.
It's going to jump
the
out.
Oh,
same
okay, I
dimension.
see it. Yep.
It's
Well,
the
you don't
same
actually have the trough, but the same space. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same dimension. It just slides out and becomes this extension of the same idea dimensionally.
And that's not signed yet, so I can't tell you anything.
I don't know anything. I didn't see anything. Just hoping that I don't have to keep going to New York. No, that's good. Oh, okay. So you've really created the limitations.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out, and obviously between me and Patrick and General Good Sign Company, I almost want to build it on a track where the letter sits in the track and gets lit behind. And as those names change, you just change the letter out of the track somehow. You know,
Movie theater.
Like
the movie theater.
In theory, yeah, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see how
I
it
Yeah.
think we're there.
develops.
I think everything's really.
I think we're there.
I don't know how much more. Yeah.
That's all we have.
I think it's great. I mean, should I say that for the motion?
Yes, I think it's fine. We
I'm
like
a little
to-
excited. I got to tell you,
We do like to acknowledge when we see something very well done. Give an extra cheer.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to ask my colleague on the right,
Well-
who's so infatuated with this building, to
It's Le Pen
Make a
Quotidian,
motion.
I'm just looking for, no, it's a beautiful building. I think the materials complement one another nicely, and it's a great-looking design. So I, in the matter of DRB 1159 Radnor Properties, I propose that I move that we accept the proposal for design and materials as presented.
Great.
And-
contingent, and you
Yeah.
will return with,
Well, they have to keep coming back, so I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
you will.
so far, so very nice. What's the, sort of the,
Schedule?
yeah. sometimes.
We're in negotiations with three of the tenancies right now. A fourth one, a letter of intent's going out on. We're hoping that they get pretty well wrapped up in the next 30 days. And just the last stages of design stuff with the township. We hope to be able to move to groundbreaking before the winter. So
Nice.
that's the hope.
Great.
So we're talking maybe next summer for like a fall opening of the stores.
Okay, I can wait.
Thank you. Since we have a motion, any second?
Second.
All approved?
Aye.
Thank you. Nice
Thank you
job.
very much.
Do we need anything over here?
No?
Your brochure you might want to like.
No, do you need these left with them? Do you need any of them?
No,
I don't think so.
No, no.
Do you want your,
No.
I mean,
No.
can you use these
No.
anywhere? 'Cause-
No, we approved.
Or they are appropriately needed.
I'll take them back and you want me to recycle them.
We'll recycle. They recycle here, I think. We do recycle, right, Bill?
Next
Put it
applicant.
back in that recycling.
DRB 1160 Gateway Funding, 321 West Lancaster Avenue, Wayne, Pennsylvania. Good evening.
Good evening.
And you
My
are?
name is Michael Bowerly, President of Ryan Building Services. Some of you may know me.
Good.
I'm here tonight with regard to a sign change. The basic sign was approved in 2002, and it was Remax Executive Realty. And the sign is staying exactly the same, 15 square feet. When we met with the township, they wanted to have the address prominently displayed. So this is what the new sign will look like. It will go right where the other sign, right
I
where.
remember you now. You were in here before.
Yes.
With this sign.
Yes, I got that sign approved in 2002.
Yes.
And as you can see, we put boxwoods there, and the one sign you can see the covered light or the shielded lights. There are 75-watt light bulbs. So we're basically taking Remax Executive Realty off of the sign, and we're going to put Gateway Funding up. And as suggested by the township, we're going to prominently display at the bottom of the sign that it is 321 West Lancaster Avenue, and that will be on both sides of the sign. So it's an existing sign, just changing the lettering. The colors have been submitted to you. You have them on record. And in this photograph here, you're looking east towards the city. And on this sign here, you're looking west towards Devon. The sign, if you look closely at the photograph, the sign that's there now is a temporary sign. It's just a wrap over covering the existing
And
Remax
basically, you're
sign.
just changing the sign in kind.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we're doing.
I don't
And
know.
it complies in every way, so.
Yes.
Can we?
I think we can move
The
ahead.
base and the structure is still in good shape, the post and the base and all?
Yes, same base, same lights, same boxwoods.
Okay, electricals, no problem there?
Electricals, nothing of that changes.
Okay, they can put their website on there too if they like. I know that's not in the code book, but we,
Okay. But
we're
a lot of
approving
people
that
have
now, yeah.
websites, yeah.
Oh, you are?
If they,
Okay.
if they like to, yeah.
Okay.
And the
Just ready to
planning bed
move
looks
on.
good.
I'd like to ask my colleague to the far right to make a motion.
The matter of DRB 1160 Gateway Funding, one ground sign, changing in kind. Recommendation is that the board approve it as submitted.
Second.
Any second?
Second.
I did.
Any
Second, yeah.
opposition? Approved.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
You too. Next applicant, DRB 1161, Pure Bar.
Sure what?
Pure bar.
You
You don't know what it is? You're going to love it.
B-A-R-R-E.
Don't you think?
Did I
He's a
pronounce it
kid.
right?
Yes, I do. I've been waiting. I know what everything is.
Did I pronounce it right, Pure Bar? Pure Bar?
Pure bar.
Sell
You're going to
beer?
have to
Pure
tell them
Barry?
and everybody at home what it is.
Does it sell beer?
No.
Well, then I don't care.
But I get that question. It's a women's exercise studio based on ballet bar techniques. We
yeah,
met
I'll bet.
earlier. I'm Donna Torpy, general manager of Eagle Village Shops. I'd like to introduce Noelle Zane, who's the owner of the business, Pure Bar. She currently has her original studio in Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia, and this is her first suburban offering. Right? And you too can look like this. So, with
What are you saying?
a lot of exercise.
You're allowed to give us a promo and tell us
Yeah,
all
you
about your
should
business
talk
if you
about
like.
it.
Go ahead.
You
You're on,
should, definitely.
you're on Radnor Cablevision.
All right. So Pure Barre is a ballet bar-based workout. We work each muscle group to fatigue, and then you stretch it out to create that long, lean dancer-like physique. It's originally derived from the Lottie Burke method, who was a dancer, and she was in an accident. She used her dance training and with her rehabilitative exercises to create something that was very safe but very effective to strengthen back to where she was. And it just kept, it came over to America, and it just kept taking off. So now across the country, well, Pure Barre has 70 current open locations, and there are a lot of other bar methods around the country as well, but Pure Barre is the first in Philadelphia.
So if you have a background in classical ballet, are you going to be very comfortable there?
Yes,
And if you don't, will you still be comfortable?
absolutely. You don't need any dance training to take
But you'll
class.
recognize, if you've had training, you'll recognize.
Right, but we're not, there's an instructor that follows you along. Everything's very safe. It's non-impact, no jarring of the joints. So you're not going in there bouncing. If you have injuries, it's great to strengthen you back. And it kind of just leans you out and without creating all that bulk.
We're all going to chip in and send Bob over.
Yeah.
No,
I need to be
don't,
leaned
me.
Oh,
me.
okay.
After I've been at Lepanco Didion, I'm really going to have to get in there.
I don't know what any of these things are.
All right.
Where's this? Here's-
So I'm going to present for Noel.
Are there two?
No, on the site plan, Building 9 is where the location is within the shopping center.
Number 9.
This particular unit was once the Claire Pruitt space.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it had 2 red awnings there once before. Here's
Oh, I got you.
That's the space right now as it looks today. It's 45 feet 2 inches frontage, 9 feet 10 inches high. The awning that's going to be placed over both windows is going to be
Looks like red umbrella.
yeah, it's going to be 7 feet above the sidewalk level at the finish. It'll be 3 inches wider than the window framing on each side, and will project out 3 feet 6 inches from the wall. The flower beds project out 3 feet 9 inches. The frames will be made of Milliken 1-inch square aluminum tubing.
What's the drop?
Um,
A foot?
Here is a picture.
Isn't that too big?
8-inch letters, max.
What?
But what about the drop? What about the actual drop? It's going to be a foot.
Probably about a foot.
The sign over the door right now is temporary. It's not a...
That's gonna be removed?
That's going to be removed. It's a banner. So the logo would be on the skirt of the awning. The awning is logo red. However, the lettering itself is going to be 7 inches high with including the logo. 7 inches high, 4 feet 1.5 inches. It shows on here in red because you wouldn't be able to see it. That's how it would look on the skirt of the awning. There's enough frontage to support the two awnings. The logo itself has a P, so there'll be one logo and the Pure Barre, exactly as you see it on that in the red rendering. I think that's it.
I don't see any problems with it.
Do we put the address, actually the address of the building, which in Spread Eagle Village, or in the...
No, not on
shop?
any of the interior
Okay.
signage.
Got it.
It's on Lancaster, I
Mhm.
think we have 503 on our monument signs.
Okay.
for-
Well, pretty simple. That's good.
Noelle, in her Center City, I wanted to make sure, her hear this from you, that she has an awning in Philadelphia that simply has her logo on the shed of the awning. So that,
I don't have that in Center City.
Where's
No,
that?
the other Pure Bar locations.
Oh, the other Pure
Eno
Bar.
No, we can't do that.
Okay. And
We
you
can only do
can't,
it on the fascia.
the skirt, it's a tied, if we're interested in, the frame was welded together to form a one-piece structure. It's out of Sunbrella acrylic fabric. It is a loose valance. It's a tied, but the valance is straight hem and hangs loose, so it's not a tight fit on the frame. So there's some movement in there.
Looks good.
Do you have any problems?
No.
I'd like to ask my colleague to list.
Thank you.
to make a motion.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we accept DRB 11-61, the application of Pure Bar, 503 West Lancaster Avenue, for the 2 awning signs as presented.
Any second?
Second? Second.
Any opposed? Approved.
Did you say, are you
Thank
open? Not yet? When do you expect to open?
We hope October 4th.
October 4th? Sounds good.
Hey,
Good
thank you
luck.
very
Okay,
much.
Good luck.
Good luck. Next applicant is DRB 1162, Pet Value. Or Pet Value. Did they leave the E off? What happened on our?
They left the E off.
Oh, okay. So it's Pet Value.
It's Pet Value. I'm Jeff Carson from City Sign in Horsham, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm here, good evening. I'm here to present on behalf of Pet Value. They're relocating from the shopping center that's just down at the end of Ivan and Lancaster Avenue. So they're moving from over, I think adjacent to them, there might be a GameStop, and I think there's a Hallmark store there.
I can't believe I can't picture this. Ivan?
Just at the end of the road. You can't make a left onto Lancaster Avenue, but if you could, and you made almost a button hook, you'd pull right into the shopping center there.
Oh.
They're in the perpendicular space
They were-
that's
yeah.
almost across from where Susanna Fu is
Yep.
and the hotel. They're moving down into the Wayne Square, which is the Baker Properties development that currently has Chipotle, and we were in to see it for Chipotle a number of months back, and Anthony's coal-fired pizza's in there. So in this particular case, we're doing something that's almost identical to what is at Chipotle and with Anthony's.
I take it you're not a restaurant.
No, sir. They are pet supplies, and they compete with PetSmart and folks like that. They're rebranding themselves, so they have had a number of sites around this area that have opened recently. Matter of fact, over at Gateway Shopping Center on Route 202, they moved in there
So
and opened.
PetSmart is now Pet Value.
Well, it's not the same company, no, sir.
Oh, I see, okay.
Altogether different. But they opened one up in the Gateway Shopping Center over next to Dress Barn, and I'm trying to remember who's adjacent to them. I think Wild Bird Center. Pass these out to you. I took these photos the other day. This is what the storefront currently looks like. Maybe it'll help you a little bit. Just the
So we're looking at a sign on the building and
I
a
think I
sign,
have this.
and a
This is in
sign
my,
on
it's in my
monuments,
packet.
right?
I took this yesterday. Just to give you-
Oh.
It hasn't moved along not much since when I put the packet together in
Okay,
December.
sorry.
Let me repeat, we're looking at a sign on the building
Oh, you're right.
and a monument sign.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
That's it. And they have an awning
And an
that's
awning.
on the valance, but it's typical of everything that's in the center. Pet Value's colors are typically white and blue. Because of that, they like to use a darker background color to give them some contrast. Only the word value is in blue, so I brought a piece of the 3M vinyl film to show you that's the blue in white letters. And then we showed initially that they wanted to use a blue awning, a sunbrella awning on the front of the space, but they've subsequently said if we could go to black, if we could make a change to black, and the Grossmans of Baker Properties didn't have an objection with that, but they felt that that was better for them. Because the blue just didn't have a real nice classic look to it. The black's a little bit nicer.
Okay.
But we're only at 42 square feet. We're a few square feet less than what would normally be allowed. The size of the letters is closer to 15 inches. The initial letter, the P and the L, are bigger only because of the font, but it's all lowercase characters. And they are face-lit on the pan. We built the pylon probably about 2 years ago for the Grossmans when they acquired the shopping center. The copy on the monument sign would be routed such that only the copy illuminates. The backgrounds are non-illuminated, and we made plenty of blanks for the Grossmans so that in the event somebody left, everything would look consistent for the background finishes.
Nice.
So Jeff, are you going to be right next to Chipotle or?
No, there'll be actually two doors down from Chipotle, which would mean that it would be Anthony's, and then there's a storefront there. And I can't, Jeff and Bruce Grossman told me the name of the tenant that's going in. It was something like Funmatics or something like that, and I wasn't familiar with the name of the company.
Do they actually sell pets or just pet supplies?
Just pet supplies. They do not sell any animals in there. I don't think, most places anymore are tough for that, for getting permitting for that, but it's just pet supplies. But they have a very nice, clean store. If you go over to see what they have at Gateway, I mean, it's a very, very sharp place. A lot of high-end stuff. They sell dog food, cat food.
They picked a good spot, because you know what's going in right around the corner from there.
I don't know.
Oh, we approved the signage for the second only indoor dog park in the country.
Wow.
It's going to have veterinary offices.
Wow.
This big dog park, and I forget what else is going in. It's all pet related, but it's on, is that Aberdeen? It's on Aberdeen?
Yes, Aberdeen,
Yeah.
yep.
You could walk your dog back and
Wow.
forth.
An indoor.
Indoor dog park.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? Well, watch next month.
All right.
Are we good?
I'm good.
Well, should we walk through a little bit more extensively or not, the wall signage? Are we okay on that?
I'm
Letters,
fine with
Jeff, you said
They're-
like the E and the V and all? 15?
They're all face lit. It's all lowercase characters. In pet value, only the L and the P are larger. They're closer to about 22 inches, but all the other letters are 15 inches. And then the subsequent byline's only 6.5, so they're very small.
Okay.
It fits on a pan. The pan has limited depth to it, and it's black because if you look in the photos that I gave you from yesterday, the facade of that building is mostly nice cut limestone, but there's a inlay that is drive-it, and that will be very light buff background finish. So the black background works almost the same way as Chipotle does. If you remember the Chipotle application in the photographs right here, shows that they had kind of like a crimson background with a white letter on it, white-faced letter.
I'll reiterate, I don't have a problem with it because it's consistent with the other
Right.
signage on the
It
building.
is, and we're under on the square footage a
Sure.
little bit. The black awning just helps to give you some coverage in the storefront.
Good.
Everything's less than 15 feet clearance, which is great because it's consistent with what everybody else has in the shopping center.
How big's the P?
The P and the L are 22 inches.
How about the ET?
The ET, well, the T would be a little bit less than that. The E and the V and the A and the U would be closer to 15 inches. They're about 15 and a half. So they are not that large. The T is a little bit bigger because obviously it has the ascending element of the T. And they all fit within the pan, and you can see the dimension of the pan there is 3 feet from top to bottom. And it's
Left to right measurement.
And it's consistent with the other signs.
10 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think when Anthony's was here, I was here that night also because we were doing the Chipotle application. I was here for Mainline Health, and I had one other application that night. But I think Anthony's argued they were trying to get closer to like 20-inch characters or more, and
Right.
they're all uppercase letters.
We gave them, I'm just looking at my notes, no higher than 17, I don't know why I have in 3/30 seconds, but for the A,
Right.
to fit their cold fire piece.
Yeah, because they had that logo
Yeah,
element in there.
it's kind of it was awkward to work with, but I think we were consistent when we look at Chipotle. I think they came in before.
Yeah, we were here that same night.
Was
but
it the
we
same
were-
night? Is that
Mhm.
August of
Yep,
last?
and I had
Those
to-
are all
Yeah.
within our pizza sign standards.
Yep. Yeah. But I
Right.
think this is exactly the same as what everything else is in that
It's going to look
center.
great with the rest of the center.
It should look nice. They have good color combination. The white and the black reads very well. It's a nice font. And the blue is just enough of an accent that it
Jeff,
sets it down.
the awning's going to be Sombrella?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So again, it's a Milliken frame, very similar to what was
Okay.
previously described. It's a rigid frame.
Right.
It's drawn tight.
Right.
And it's just a straight shed drop-off, so you can see
Okay.
in the picture
There's
that
no
there's
advertising.
We don't have any
no
further
advertising
discussion.
at all. Excuse
I'd
me?
like to move to my colleague on the right.
Oh, in the matter of DRB 1162, I move that we accept the proposal as submitted for pet value at 317 East Lancaster Avenue.
Second.
Any second?
Second.
All approved.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Would you like these color samples, or should I submit them? Okay. And I'm going to stay here because I have the Valley Forge flowers.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Oh, you do?
I was gonna announce it, but I don't.
Next applicant, you might as well stand fast.
Yes, sir, thank you.
DRB 1163 Valley Forge Flowers, 503 West Lancaster Avenue, Wayne.
Well, this is coming along nicely.
It's a beautiful building.
Wow. Is there a greenhouse in here?
I don't know an awful lot about the program, but you have a local resident who's designing all of it, Barbara Boulanger. Do you know Barbara? And she's put a lot of this together, and so I'm here tonight on behalf of her group, but ultimately to
Who's put it together?
Barbara
Boulanger Design. So she's done a lot of nice projects in the town. We were here for the peanut butter and you a while back. She did work with,
She did White Dog, I think?
she did with John.
interior.
I'm trying to remember John's last name that owns the center up there.
Oh, I know, John Kelly.
Yes, John Kelly. And she's had a couple other projects, but this is the only sign that's on the front of the.
I saw you have it, it's not higher than 15 feet.
It is
so
not,
we're
and
good
it's-
there.
and
How
it's-
big are the letters, just on the Valley Forge letters? I was kind of trying to figure out just by eyeballing.
I could
This
scale
is-
that for you, but we're just under 27 square feet overall exposure. I would tell you that they're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe about 9 or 10 inches. They're not very large. Flowers is probably about 5 or 6 at the most. It's going to be sandblasted cedar, so it'll have raised graphics, raised border, all earth tone finishes.
When did we approve the building redo?
Oh, quite a while ago. I
was
actually
it?
have it with me.
Oh, okay.
When
That's
she
just-
came in, that
that's
was like,
fine. I just want to make sure that I see a new building.
well, I don't know that we approved materials, paint. We
Yeah,
never
that's
actually-
fine.
Okay, we're going to do more on paint, but.
I don't know much about that. I know that it's just the loan panel for the building will all be concealed fasteners. They're going to spot illuminate it with gooseneck fixtures. They're going to be in a black, in a nice black finish.
Humor me and just go through the sign again.
Okay.
It's one sign?
It's one sign only. It's 27 square feet. It's sandblasted cedar, so it'll be plank cedar. It'll all be glued together. It'll be then reinforced with fasteners so that it doesn't have the ability to cup or to break apart. The border
Yeah, they haven't
and the
really done
copy
it
will be
much
raised,
than they already did
so that means the background will be blasted out,
They had
cut
already
away.
painted.
And then it's all earth tone finishes. It has a beige background, kind of a brown and a green accent to it.
Good.
It's the only sign on the building, as I said. It's not higher than 15 feet in overall exposure.
I don't see any problem with it. Do my colleagues have a
No,
problem?
it looks good.
No.
If they're putting lighting up, don't they have to come back into that?
Yeah, I'm not doing that for them. I think the
I think
contractors.
There's a cut, I think, somewhere of the lighting.
They had it on the, and I have a picture of it. I can lend it to you if you'd like, but they had okay. I was going to say, they just had an elevation. It just showed goosenecks, and I think they showed 3.
All that said, I'll ask my colleague on the far right to make a motion.
Before I do that, what are we going to ask them to come back into the lighting, or just?
Well, they will. I mean,
Well, they're looking just for 2 black goosenecks.
Was this the official request for it then?
I can tell them that they need to come back to square their way. I'm not in the lighting
No, I
for it, but
understand.
they're showing that they have 3 on the elevation, but I can tell them that they need to make that.
Let's just do it this way then, just
Yeah.
to get you out of
Just
here.
do the sign.
Okay.
I'm sorry. DRB 1163 Valley Forge Towers. The board.
Flowers.
What did I say?
Towers.
Well, it's very large flowers. Valley Forge Flowers, we're going to approve it, recommend approval as submitted with the one proviso unrelated to the sign, that the customer, be it the tenant or the landlord, come back in once they have their lighting request. And that is not part of this approval.
Second.
Any opposition? Nope. Approved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a good evening.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you very much.
Bill, I do recall that when we met with the Shops of Eagle, what is it? I'm sorry, I have trouble remembering what it's called now. The village, you know what I mean? It's not called Spread Eagle Village anymore.
Village
but-
Associates.
Yeah, Village Associates. I think they were supposed to come back to us with paint. They did present stone changes, facade changes, but paint colors they're supposed to come back with.
That may be before my time here, but
Oh, yeah, it was maybe last November.
we can check into it. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll check into it.
Excuse me, can I make a suggestion? Maybe worth it to ask them to do that and do the lighting for you at the same
Yeah.
time, because then you wouldn't have to have 2 separate applications.
And I think it was to be the same woman who was just here tonight. Isn't she overseeing all of the design?
That's not
Yeah.
here for a minute about it, but she
She came in.
about it when I came in.
Oh, the guy?
Okay.
Oh, okay, because I know she came. Donna Toby. Okay.
Thank you very much.
She was here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, we met with her before. Sorry.
Next
This little discussion
application
back
is
and forth.
DRB 1164, Customers Bank, 155 East Lancaster Avenue, Wayne, Pennsylvania.
I'm Dee from Egan Sign, And we are here to ask permission to add 2 ATM window signs. The vestibule of this building now has an ATM, and they would like to add 2 small illuminated ATM window signs. They'll be mounted on the inside of the windows. Size is 12 inch by 30 inch. I did bring a sample of the type of sign cabinet that we will use. It's a low profile, illuminated with LED lights. This is the color blue. It's a translucent blue. And I can illuminate this, but I don't see an electrical plug if you need to see it. It'll
I feel
hang
like I've seen them
inside the
before.
vestibule.
Mhm.
The window sizes are 30 inch by 60 inch. We're allowed 20% of 12.5 square feet. We're asking for 2.5 square feet, which is the allowable 20%.
I'm glad you know the rules.
Yeah.
Makes it easier for us.
It's sort of unusual.
Oh.
These banners are,
Yeah,
They don't count against the 20%,
well,
right?
and it's not her
No, I know it's not her,
purview, but
unrelated to that.
I think they count.
Do you care?
But it's sort of like a compliance thing. Someone has to go knock on the door and say, you guys are not in
Yeah, we'd have,
compliance.
that's separate from the application.
Yeah,
but
so I think
can-
we should just stick with this, but note that
Can you turn off your cell
there.
phones?
So, this looks good.
Yeah. Did you notice that they're going to change out the glass? It's going to be a different kind of glass.
Is that the glass in the windows
The
being
glass
changed?
is
Just
currently, if you look in the top left-hand corner, it currently has the little separate panes. And they had told us that they would be removing that, just doing flat glass.
Mhm.
Now, if you look at my drawing,
Yeah.
I just put gray on the windows.
it looks frosted. Is that the
No,
case?
it will not be frost. I just do that so you could see the
Mhm.
sign
Okay.
better.
Wonder why-
It'll just be a clear
I don't know why they
glass.
would do it.
But that's, you know what, because you can see, it would be real hard to see their ATM sign with the mullions or muttons.
Right.
When they put, so
Right.
that's probably the thinking behind that.
Kind of a shame because it kind of matches the tower and, you know, in the original design there.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a little more,
Yeah, I'm
but
not-
then now it matches the first floor.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But anyway, you're not here for that either. You're just
Right.
here for the ATM.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't have any problem with it.
All right.
Just out of curiosity, how are you going to hang that sign?
It's going to be hung with S-hooks probably in the ceiling. And it's just a low voltage, just plugs into a wall. So they'll have electrical outlets
Okay.
inside the wall up top,
Mhm.
and the wire just hooks on.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so, motion?
My colleagues have any problems?
None.
I'll ask my colleague that left to make a motion.
Okay, make a motion that we approve DORB 11-64, the application of Customers Bank at 155 East Lancaster Avenue for the 2 ATM signs, and I guess that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can we
Okay.
have a second?
Second, yes.
Any opposition? Approved. Thank you. Next applicant is DRB 1165, Soulmate.
Squeal over this one.
I don't know what it is. I
Hey,
think there's-
George.
Hi.
How do?
I'm George Kleinstober from Soulmate. My wife and I own the hair salon out back of this property, and this became available, so we thought we'd take advantage of having something on kind of the same property, the same landlord. It used to be a dry cleaners that had awnings and an existing sign. So this is the wall sign we'll talk about right now. So the whole effect of the store, which will be a women's shoe store, no men shoe store, just women, it's kind of like a reclaimed.
Bob's glad to hear that.
I know. No,
This
we,
is why I'm on this board, so I
Bob's
can
like
spread the
glad to
word.
Yeah,
he
really.
already advised me not to do it. So
Yeah, you've been warned.
Yes.
Bob told you not to do, oh, but it's women's shoes, right?
yes, yes.
He's really been warned then.
I
Watch
know.
the hair turn gray after a year or so. Yeah.
So we have a lease on the property. We've removed the existing blue awnings that had signage on them. There was a light box with letters that said cleaners on it. And it's the existing picture that you see up in the top left there right now. We'll pressure wash the building. I have several proposals for awning companies. There'll be no signage on the awnings. They'll be very soft and flowing. The color that I put there does not really show the color. It'll be more closer to the color of the existing stucco that's there. We are going to add one that wasn't there on the side of the building. As you go downhill there back to the hair salon. No signage on that either, but just to kind of actually keep some sunlight out from inside the building.
What happened to Lauren?
I'm sorry?
Lauren, that's their business. Lauren is staying.
Yes, Lauren's still there. Thank
Lauren's
God.
thriving. We're
Oh,
just adding
Soulmate is
Yes.
the shoe store. Oh, okay.
Yes, Lauren, I'm starting this. We just had to do something with this property, so this just
Now,
came to
is
mind.
this the beer yard next to you?
No, it's
What is that?
actually Wayne Beverage.
Oh, Wayne Beverage.
And
They're
he doesn't-
staying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He has really no signage, except he has a pole sign out front, which isn't shown there.
If he sells beer, he doesn't need a sign.
I know.
People
He
seem
has a
to have-
very old beer soda sign, and I'm sure that's his main thing.
I don't
So,
think he's supposed, again, not your purview, but I don't think he's supposed to have all those
No.
signs attached to his building either.
No,
But,
all those posters.
yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but
all right, so you're going to look classy. Go ahead.
so the sign that we're
Excuse me, can the sign please stop
We'll-
by and
We'll put that on a list. We got a couple
advise?
tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to hate me. So what we found is an old barn door, very, very old. I was told by the person that we bought it from. It's roughly 2.5 feet by about 7 feet long. It'll be protected with some kind of varnish, marine type varnish or something from the weather, although it's been out in the weather for 200 years. I'm sure it's okay. That'll be mounted on the wall with some die-cut aluminum letters and just the word Soulmate that'll be attached to it. The E, as you can see, is kind of surrounded by I don't know what that color is, kind of a yellowish, greenish color. Mounted to the wood sign with two gooseneck type fixtures in an aluminum type color over the sign. Nothing in the windows. We kind of like everything low-key. Our whole shtick for the whole thing is kind of reclaimed architectural salvage stuff, so when you go into the store, you're going to see a lot of that. Not like real high-tech shoe displays. It's going to be kind of, well, I don't know, you'd have to come in and see, I guess.
I'll see you guys there, right?
Yeah, we hope so. So you can see here on the lot plan, we're sort of on our own lot, but the property lines are kind of weird on this property. But I think that our frontage is at least 22 feet. I think it's maybe a little bit more, but at least 22. So I think we fall into the size for the sign. I'm not sure in this drawing here that I've depicted it exactly to scale, but if anything, it's going to be smaller, not bigger. Secured to the building with like a French cleat design, which I think you have there. I don't have it here for tonight, but
We have it.
certainly secure. Lighting is existing up there. I just need to mount the fixtures, electrically anyway. I think that's it for the wall sign. Could move on to the other sign if that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
George, is there much repair work needs to be done?
sorry?
From the old cleaning sign, I guess you have to fill in some holes?
Yes,
maybe in the facade?
actually, most of them will be covered by this sign, but
Okay.
I am going to fill them, of
Okay,
course.
good. You said you're going to power wash the front, too?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
The first time ever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's,
You gonna do the whole building or just your hand?
Certainly the whole front and then the side.
where would you say Mr. Bang redid that building, maybe 5, 6 years ago? Changed the
think it's less
facade
than
on it?
I
Less
think
than
it's a
that?
little less.
Okay. Believe it or
I don't
not,
know.
years ago, that was a walk-in freezer. for
I
Wayne
know, it was all
Beverage.
part of the
That was
of the
all part
beer.
of Wayne
that's
Beverage,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And then Mr. Bang there decided to make it retail space, and I guess
The walk-in is still there.
that is the walk-in.
That's
We're not
going to be
yeah.
the shoe store.
Well, no. The walk-in, when they redid it, not that it mattered.
Yeah.
It's along the back.
Is this the
Still-
same Mr.
Right,
Bang
yeah.
from
There's a
Seafood
wall.
USA?
Yes.
Yeah, Seafood USA.
So when you're in the walk-in, when you're up to the far right of the walk-in, I buy there a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
You walk in to the
don't
right,
mock me
Right.
about the pan quotidian when
You're
I go
actually in the shoe store space, ironically.
Right.
But he cut the building in half, but he didn't cut the cooler in half.
Yes, you're right, yes. It's the cooler's in the back, yes.
Yeah.
So what's your monument sign addition
Well,
to
so
make?
this is our sign that we got approved a year or two ago. I'm not trying to not trying to advertise here, but I'll take it if I can.
Sure.
What we'd like to do, if possible, since it's kind of on the same property, same landlord, same little kind of corner event there, is to mount a very small sign on top of Lauren Hairstyle, just saying Soulmate, not saying shoes, not saying the phone number, the address, anything. Lauren, is trying to, I don't want to use another name, but kind of trying to go like an anthropology type effect for the whole store.
Good.
So, we try to keep the gardens nice and
It's
kind of want to
really
keep
attractive. The sign is great. Everything looks good.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
So
maybe
I think
somebody
I have
could-
the square footage there.
Could you chat with Mr. Bang, and maybe he could kind of upscale the signage to meet your signage? I think
Well,
that'd be nice.
You're setting a standard. People are just going to start,
Well, maybe if the beer guy ever moves out, maybe that would make it better. We could take that to
Well, he's-
think of something else to put there. But I
What
think he's
material
not
is
gonna do
that,
but-
is the part that you're going to put on top of Lauren? And how high is
Oh,
that now?
Well, the total, it's not real clear there. It's be 7 foot 2 inches.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see it.
Yes, I know, it's not real clear.
That's right, it's there.
And that'll be securely bolted, no additional lighting. It won't be great lighting at night, but that's okay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. You can see Lauren Hairstyle, I'm sure some of the 4 bullet lights will shed onto the Soulmate. But there won't be any kind of lighting for
So what is
just that sign.
Soulmate made out of?
For the freestanding sign,
Yeah.
it's kind of a slab of aluminum
Okay.
with the letters die cut out of it
Oh, nice.
with a very thin slab of some kind of plexiglass or something, so that, I forgot about this, but when you drive by on one side, you'll be able to read it, but coming the other way, you won't be able to read it. So my sign guy pointed out that we have to put something in the middle, so you'll be able to read it both
Oh,
ways.
so you can have it be, yeah, sure.
Yes, I know. I completely forgot that.
That's why you have a sign guy, it's good.
Yes. So I think that's it.
Looks good.
Yeah, I think it'll look great. I mean, in the rendering, it's not, Soulmate isn't as strong as I would have liked with Lauren, but
Yeah.
maybe when it's completed.
I'm not sure it'll actually be white, the lettering. It might be beige or...
What if it was as dark as Lauren?
Yeah, possibly.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it would compete, maybe.
No, I hope we're not going to compete with Lauren. We hope that Lauren's going to send all the people up there, so...
I meant the sign might compete, it might.
No, it might, yeah, but it also might carry up there,
Yeah.
so that could be cool.
Well, so do we, yes?
Just one point on the application, the awnings weren't included, so I don't know if you,
Actually, yeah, that's my fault. I mean, I showed that we were replacing them, but I didn't know it was a whole separate application.
they could do it together if you want to look at it tonight. I don't know if you're ready for that.
Yeah, excellent, that would be great, because we're...
But he just has to get us
Actually,
the-
I'm sorry this isn't the best presentation,
He
but...
just needs the check for 150, and if you're okay with that, you could do it tonight.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Pretty
fine
honest?
Yeah, I'll make them
Yeah,
come back.
let's, don't come back.
cool, cool.
I think we can do that.
But it's a separate application?
Yeah, you could have
fee
had it
and
part
all
of
that?
this application. We just need the check for because it's $50 per awning and you're doing 3. So
I
just,
see,
you can
okay,
take
cool.
care of it
More
tonight and
money.
just get us a check for 150 and you're all
More
set.
money,
Good,
more
cool.
money, more money.
Yes, no problem.
You can pay Tony.
All right.
Tony doesn't need it.
I don't have any problem with it. I'd like to move to my colleague on the left. Make a motion.
Great. Okay, I'd like to make a motion, that we accept DRB 11-65, the application of Soulmate at 346 West Lancaster Avenue for 1 ground sign, 1 wall sign, and 3 awning signs as presented.
Second.
Any opposition? Approved.
Excellent, thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mr.
When
Lecter.
do you hope to be open?
October 15th,
Whoa,
I know.
all right.
We're
get this-
hoping.
Go for it.
Got good stuff, so.
Go.
Did you want to tell the public, like what
Yes,
kind
it's-
of,
it's
what
middle of the road
designers
stuff.
or?
It's not the killer really expensive shoes. It's very comfortable shoes, like
But
Kleiner.
dressy,
Well, a little bit of both. Some Charles David, some Badgley Mishka. I'm learning all this, so.
impressive, yeah.
Naote for comfort. No men's stuff, like I said.
Any sneakers?
No, we stayed away from that.
I'm out.
Yeah, all right.
Sounds good.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you.
See you,
Bye.
George.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay.
Next applicant, DRB 1166, Campus Corner Pizza, 827, 829 East Lancaster Avenue, Villanova. And then we have one last applicant.
What?
We still have,
Oh,
we still have another applicant who's returned.
we should have done it first, okay.
evening. My name is Joe Kim with ML Sign,
Hi, Joe.
and I'm here for a face change on a campus corner by Villanova. And also taking one wall sign down and centering to one of them to the center.
I've been waiting for this to happen. This is good.
Oh, and some window neon signs.
Mhm.
I'm good. There's nothing to this one.
I know,
I'm good.
I'm good. I mean, it's great, he's finally complying, he's doing his one wall sign the way he should have, and he's
Good.
basically changing the pole sign, so that's acceptable, right?
Good.
I know you don't like the design. And we allow the neon.
I guess the one thing the board should be aware of, that the applicant, and let me just ask you, who's the current owner of the business?
John Iazzi?
Okay, because he was in March of 2008. And just in brief here, I've got the letter from the township that was sent to him, and a motion was made to approve based on the following conditions. 2 existing signs will be removed. Newest of the 2 signs will be centered above both storefronts. The letters and logo will be lit. Repairs made. Wiring will be shielded. I guess basically what we're saying here, he was in 2008, but never took any action.
Right, and he
So-
was fined, I believe, also.
Yeah, I'm not
Pretty-
sure.
Yeah, I think I was told
Yeah, I
by
think they
Matt
were
that there was a
cited.
pretty healthy fine.
Yeah,
Which he paid.
yeah.
So when you center the sign, you'll repair any damage to the building from where the sign was held, the previous signs were held, right?
Well,
What?
before you get to that,
Yes.
are you saying that we don't even have to act on this because it was already?
No, I'm just saying, that the
Just give
board
a
should be
historical-
aware of it, and I guess what I'm asking, I wonder why he came back now,
They got
3 years
dinged.
later, 3 years later, and wants to comply with which was
Money.
stated in 2008. I mean,
Do you know if there have been any more fines levied?
Not that
Or
I'm aware of.
anyone's approached the owner?
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe just decide it was time to comply with
Okay.
the sign
Okay,
order. I don't
which is
know
fine. Let's
why,
hope
but
that's it,
Yeah.
Happy to
In
see
a
it.
down economy, he's going to spend money now.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
all right, but I think we just should make sure, Bill,
He's probably-
that in fact, if we make the motion,
You know
that
where he is?
he does what
Yeah.
he's supposed to do.
He's busy.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, okay.
No. If you
Okay,
don't
so,
know, you don't care.
all right, so you want to make your presentation then? What kind of signage you'd like to do and everything?
Well,
Just gonna take this one and
what
move it.
he's doing is, he's just basically taking one of the sign off and centering it, so we're not making any signs, or we're not even doing a face change on a wall sign. We're just doing a face change on a pole sign, plus the neon works.
You're just gonna take the left sign, center it, get rid of the right sign,
Right.
and repair any damage to the building from where the signs were held.
He's gonna redo the shingles.
Okay, and
And
the wiring will
yeah.
be, see that, the wiring, how you see that? That will be hidden? When you hang the sign, can you hide that wire?
We'll be using PVC tubes to run the wires through inside, so you'll see the PVC wires.
You will see the PVC tube?
Yes, that
Conduit, you mean?
conduit, yes.
Do we have to see it? Is it, you can't hide it? You can't put it behind the sign, or?
Well, we'll try our best to hide it, or maybe we could ask John to put a hole on a roof line and just run
Put it
an
behind there.
electric wire behind to the sign.
That'd be
When he
great.
does the.
Yeah, I'm not too sure even, Bill, maybe, are they even allowed to run conduit on a building, or does it have to be?
I'd have to check with the building inspector.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll need to check that.
Then that's not, somebody will have to check on that. We can approve the sign, but the installation will have to be approved by the
Yeah, they'll have to
building
get,
inspector.
they'll have to get electrical permit, and that's when you'd,
Okay,
the
so we
electrical
don't have to
permit.
worry about it?
no.
Okay.
All right. So you'll have to get the permit, right?
Well,
Not from us, but the electrical?
right, John will probably apply for electrical
Okay.
permit.
What's that?
Okay, so the pole sign,
Pole sign,
sign.
pole sign, I guess, is the main thing he wants changed, correct?
Right.
This is changing
Okay.
in kind, though, isn't it?
it does look like it.
I'm sorry, what's that?
No,
Matt?
Matt was just saying it's changing in kind.
Yeah, the only thing is, again, that the wiring is probably not up to snuff there. It's just a wire run from the building over to
Yep.
the pole. Theoretically, it probably should be buried and, done properly.
Well-
And again,
I
that's.
don't know that it has to be buried everywhere, do you know?
No, Township Electrical.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
take care of that, I would think.
Township Electrical.
Yeah, in your motion, I would just mention to address that, and the electrical permit would be
Yeah.
aware of that.
The pole itself, is that in good shape, or does it need to have to be painted or replaced, or?
No, pole's in good shape,
Okay,
and the light box itself is in good shape.
so you're just replacing the panel,
Right.
and it can't swing. It's got to be fastened down, the sign.
Is the pole plumb?
Probably not.
I don't know if the
Well,
pole's not plumb or the
the
picture.
place, the place next to Wawa, not bottle and can, Mr.
Yeah, Spizzico?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a exact same situation, and what was it, Tony, do you remember? It was too close to the cartway partly, but could we, then we forced him to straighten the pole and move the pole. Moving the pole is because of the cartway. If it's not plumb,
Well, if the pole's not plumb, as part of this approval,
we permitted to make it plumb.
we'll ask that the pole be made vertical.
Right.
Is that clear?
I mean,
The pole looks like it's leaning.
it could just be an aberration of
It
photograph.
could be the photo.
Angle.
Because look at
way
the
it was
telephone
picture was
pole
taken.
on the right, or whatever that is.
Because if you look at the chicken wires, the fence,
We'll just
it's
put it in the-
slightly higher on your right
We'll put it in the-
to your left, so
Okay.
the picture might be taken a little
Yeah.
bit crooked.
Could be an aberration of photograph.
Okay.
It's not as perfect, but it's okay.
And I'm going to assume that the pole is 10 foot off the cartway, since it's been there a while, so
Yeah.
why don't we check that out also in the condition, to make sure it's proper placement,
Right,
it's not too close to the
That's what we
height.
did
Yeah.
next to Mr. Can Bottle.
Yeah. The panel itself, at nighttime, what's going to be visible in the pole sign?
Well, you'll see the whole campus corner pizza. Okay. It's 3/16 of inch white acrylic, so you won't be able to see, you're not gonna see no light bulbs or nothing, just a background white.
Well, at nighttime, the background should be black, and the only thing really visible should be campus corner pizza,
Fast delivery.
fast delivery, I guess the little logo and the phone number, correct? At
The
nighttime.
sign face, the letters can read through the sign face, but you can't illuminate the whole sign from the inside.
But this is a light box, how can it not?
It could be a light box, but
I
the
mean, this
face,
is double-sided light box, right?
But
So
the
what,
face-
explain how you would make it so that it,
okay, you explain.
well, I think you'd have to, I'm not sure, reverse, it should be the reverse. So at night, only the letters show and the box is dark.
There's a
So-
film, I think, they put on the inside.
Pardon?
of that.
There's some film that you put on the inside so that when the light shines, only, like, the letters would show in white, but we won't see the white background in the box. It's what I know, but I think it's doable because we demand it of everyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, that's,
And I think, again, when we make our motion, we'll make sure that that one that's going to go up on the building is also in a opaque background.
So you need to have us make this clearer for you, right?
yeah, how do we do that?
Um,
Put it in the motion. It goes in the letter.
That's true. So the letter will explain the,
But I got a feeling it's gonna go ahead and make the sign, it's hoping to be translucent.
I know. Well, it's been like this for a while, right? Is this one, is
Yeah,
this?
we
this-
can't
I
do
know,
it in
so-
kind.
Yeah, so you can't follow what was done here anymore. Now we have to do the sign differently. Do we have any examples of somebody else's sign we could show?
Well, can we give him a copy of the page?
I need a page. Do you know what the page is, that, pole signs?
Matter of fact, in the original motion, it says right on here, only letters and logo will be lit. And
Yeah.
that pertain more to the roof sign as such, so.
That's on the original motion? So
On the
only the
original
letters
motion.
and the logo can
And
be
in our
lit at
current
night?
motion, we should attach the prior motion.
Yeah, right, we could copy what we did the last time, what was done the last time.
I guess the background of the sign cannot be illuminated, only the letters. So at night, you only see the letters, you don't see the background. But during the day, you can see when it's not
Background is-
illuminated,
there's
you
no
can
white
see the
color.
background if it's white. But at night, the white will be black.
Yes, Bill?
I hate to say it, but I think because we went through the same issue a couple of years ago, maybe we table it, and when they can come in and we can explain it in more detail, and they can come back to you with what you're looking for, because if you give a whole list of, the only concern I have is a whole list of changes that you're recommending in this case.
So
We'll be back to where we have to enforce it again if it's not done correctly.
let's approve the sign on the building. And
But I think that's the same
That's
issue
the
with
same
Yeah,
thing,
and
because
ask-
it's not designated.
Oh,
as
right,
opaque.
that's the same thing too,
Yeah.
shoot.
Yes.
So we have to.
How about this?
yeah.
We need a better presentation that specifically states that it follows the code, basically.
Let's give him the last motion, because you didn't do it last time. You didn't come to us, and a motion was made and presented to the owner showing what was approved. So let's copy that, we'll give it to you. It has to be tabled, because he has to understand that we have to follow what was done, what was approved the last time
And
was
this time.
correct. Yeah, and this time, that we have to follow the code book.
Okay.
Another month, it's not going to make a difference. It's been that way
Yeah.
for,
Doesn't matter. It's-
yeah.
But we have to follow what's in the code book. We can't approve, I'm sorry, I was not really being clear about that. We have to follow.
We've done this before, when the presentation that comes in doesn't actually address the code. And right now, the presentation as submitted does not address the code.
Okay, I was not aware of
I'm
any
not saying you
codes.
were. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's a bad thing.
No, it's not your fault.
I'm just saying that this doesn't address the
See if
code
I have any
as
pictures or
written.
anything.
And rather than try to push this through in the board meeting, it needs to come back in addressing the issues that are in the public code, which are online or be gotten by coming to the township building or anything like that.
Unfortunately, we don't have a punch-through sign.
We don't have, I know, I was looking to see if we had a sign tonight that would show you what it is,
That we can do
is
that offline.
required. Pardon?
We can do that after the.
But we
meeting.
can give you something to show you what's required. Can the township do that, if you come in? Or,
I mean, we have descriptions of it, and we can look through it. I mean, it's really
I mean, it's pretty,
described. The letters
Yeah.
can be illuminated, but not the
pretty specific.
sign box itself.
I know, I just want to show them an example to drive by. I can't think of one right now.
Our store's that way.
Your store?
Our store is red during the day and black at night.
Right, okay.
And it's a film that they put on the interior.
Matador's like that too.
Yeah, Matador too.
Yeah, a lot of them are that way.
Right.
So acrylic front, and during the day it'll look one way, but at nighttime, the light can't shine through because of that interior film. So it'll look black, and only the letters will shine through, only the text. So,
So it's on Matador, your letters are red, they look like they're
No,
opaque during
no,
the day.
our background's red.
Let's,
Yeah.
black
we're
and
gonna
white.
table it.
White
Yeah.
letters, yes.
And then after the meeting's adjourned, we can give them as much information as we want, but I don't think it needs to be part of the
Okay.
public
Yeah.
record, right?
Okay,
All
yep.
right. She'll make a motion to continue.
Who would like to make that motion?
I'll make
Don't
the
fight.
Matt,
Okay.
In the matter of DRB 1166, Campus Corner Pizza came in with a presentation that was describing, basically following the recommendation of the board from 3 years ago. That was never done. The recommendation and the letter from the township is still in file. In addition, the proposal that came in today does not address the township's zoning ordinances, I'd say correctly. What we need is for the presentation to come back in and actually conform to township standards and zoning standards per the book, which can either be gotten in the township building or online. It actually goes through and describes the type of lettering, things of that nature. Welcome to come back in next month, but we can't recommend approval at this time.
What about the window signs?
the neon?
Yeah.
We have 2 neon signs, right?
Actually, it's 5.
5?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know,
Oh, here we go.
We're probably gonna need square footage of the windows too. Let's do it upright.
Yeah.
And make sure that we get the measurements of the signs, measurements of the window,
Yeah,
make sure
we
you're not
need-
exceeding 20%.
Typically on the presentation that comes in, it gives us the measurements of each of the windows so we can actually calculate the square footage.
Okay.
Um,
If you look at the left side, there's the window size.
I know, temporary.
Yep,
Right,
41 by
but-
72. Now,
I'm not gonna do the calculations right now, personally. I don't know if you guys want to, that's fine.
No.
Okay, if
Um,
you do it,
but-
it comes to 20% of the window.
That's fine, but our job is to approve, it's not to calculate. So unless somebody else has a different way of going about it,
Let's bring it in.
let's bring the whole thing back in correctly and not piecemeal it. At least that's
Yeah, it's just going to get us in trouble.
Right.
And there's
So-
already 3 existing neons, and they want 5 more, so there's a
Right.
total of 8, so,
Right.
yeah.
And we don't know existing sizes of the neons or the ones that are currently there, so I would vote against that anyway. Can that all fit in a letter? Well, so that's my motion.
Well, I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Second?
Aye.
Any-
This has got nothing to do with you.
I wasn't aware of the violations.
I know,
You never
it's
told
not,
me
it's
anything.
not a reflection on you at all, it's just, you know, we need to follow the rules.
Right.
I
Can't-
understand.
Can't approve
So-
with what we got.
And we want you to be able to have it right, too.
Motion carries that this will be continued.
There aren't 5 neon signs, there are 5 of these, right?
But these, I think
Okay,
they're
yeah.
neon.
Motion
Neon?
carries that,
Either one of them, we can't, we don't know what they are.
Oh, no, I know.
motion carries DRB 1166 will be continued, contingent on submitting a presentation that is acceptable to the board.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, do I need to fill out another application for review, or?
No, I think you just talk to
No, it was tabled and
Bill about it.
it was tabled,
you don't
you know,
hang
we-
it.
You need
Yeah,
to
we'll have to
basically
see-
get back on the docket and come with a different presentation.
yeah, you're gonna have to submit new materials. Your application is tabled.
Right.
So we need the calculations of the windows and the signs, and then we'll give you the standards for the other things as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
We done? Oh, no,
one more.
sorry.
Not yet.
Oh, that's,
Backed by popular demand, we have
you brought the whole sign, all right.
the Kebab Factory Tandoori.
I don't think we ever had a sign come in like that, did we?
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so hungry now, too. This is just killing me. Okay, so this is,
I'm the last one, so we can all go there.
we can all go to the kebab factory.
Yes.
That's
yeah.
right.
I like kebabs.
Yeah,
Have you been
actually,
there,
you know
Matt?
what? It
No.
came
Up
out
in Garrett
much
Hill,
nicer
it's
than the
Yeah, I
drawing.
know that in the picture it looks bad.
So it's
Because where
good,
the
I think
brick
it's good you
bar
brought it. 'cause
That's
I
why
told-
I brought the whole
Well,
sign.
I talked to the sign maker.
Brothers
Did he
Cafe
tell you?
and then-
Yes.
Yeah. So,
What's the request, what do I, I'm sorry, was this carryover from last meeting?
Yes.
this was
Yes.
tabled.
Can you give me a 2-second bit? We're just saying, what?
Yeah, we didn't like the way it was presented last time. It
Yeah,
it just didn't,
I'm good.
We had
Yeah.
a different picture.
a different picture, it didn't match. It doesn't match your sign, but it's a projecting sign, right?
Right.
It's a, this is a
No, it's a
projecting.
I believe wall sign,
Wall
right?
sign?
No, this is the
hanging
corner
out.
sign,
Oh.
hanging sign.
It's a hanging sign.
Projecting.
It projects.
Yeah, projects
Oh,
out.
projects, okay.
The frame is still there. We just
Okay.
have to, I removed it, now we
Yeah.
have to just put the screws back.
And it
Okay.
doesn't swing, right?
No,
It's
no, no.
stable.
It's
And-
fixed.
So the wall sign we approved last
Yeah.
time, then this one was so different, it was kind of a
Right.
hodgepodge. So we asked you
Exactly.
to go back to your sign maker.
Yes.
And he made it look uniform.
Right.
It does not match the kebab factory sign.
But
on
it's matching the
Conestoga.
awning, because it's going right above the awning.
Yeah.
We have black awning.
Yeah.
So this
It
is
looks
what he
good with
says is
that.
perfect
Yeah.
for that.
Matt, this was an existing sign from the prior applicant.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
so they
It
just
was,
kind
it
of,
was
yeah,
with the
retrofitted a little
Brothers
bit.
Spanos
Yeah,
beer
so
garden.
we asked them to
So
go
now
back
it's the
and work
kebab
on it.
factory beer garden.
Yes.
Where there is no garden, but, okay.
Beer and
That looks
kebab.
good.
And no
yeah, it looks good.
tandoori.
It really does, yeah.
No tandoori.
No, we have tandoori.
Oh, you do have tandoori?
Of course.
Oh. well,
What are your hours? I'm so hungry.
We open from 12 to 12.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
You serve beer?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a beer garden. Can we,
And we have 20 type of kebabs.
20 type?
20 different kind of kebabs, from
How about the
Persian
tin-
kebabs to Turkish kebabs to Indian kebabs.
And
Crane.
what kind of tandoori do you have?
We have tandoori chicken, tandoori mixed grill, tandoori shrimp, tandoori fish,
You're killing me.
tandoori vegetables,
Good.
Right.
And what else?
and then all the curries.
And all the curries, too?
Yes.
Oh, I love
The
that.
happy place.
Oh, yeah.
But can
The
we?
moment you enter, you will just feel the flavor.
Okay.
Makes you feel hungry.
I think we're at a point in the evening where I'm going to ask for a motion
Do we have a number on
from
that?
my colleague on the right.
I move that in the tabled matter of the kebab factory, we accept or we approve the sign that has been presented us this evening, or a projection sign. Is that adequate? Not my best work, but
Second?
could I have a second, please?
Second?
Someone?
Approved?
Aye.
Approved.
Thank you. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you.
You see, what Radnor wants to work with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I officially announce that this session of the Design Review Board is closed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.